In this lesson, we're going to talk about lookalike audiences. We've just covered custom audiences, and lookalike audiences are the perfect next step. If you're not familiar, lookalike audiences is a group of people who are very similar to another group, like your existing customers or website visitors. That might sound simple, but it's incredibly powerful because it means we can tell Facebook, here are my customers, go find more people just like them. And Facebook will do exactly that. If most of your customers are between 40 and 43 years old, live in certain region and have similar interests or income levels, Facebook can find thousands or even millions of people who match that profile. These people are highly likely to be interested in your products or services. And that's what makes lookalike audiences so valuable. So lookalike audiences are built from your source audiences, and your source audiences come from custom audiences, such as your customer list, just like what we talked about in our previous lesson, and also your email subscribers, website visitors, people who watched your videos or engaged on social media, etc., etc. And the more data you have in your source audience, the better your lookalike will perform. So if you're deciding between a smaller but more valuable list and a larger one, test both and see which delivers better results. So now let's go ahead to creating a lookalike audiences. Let's go through the process. The first thing you want to do is you want to go to your custom audiences section, just like what we did last time. So you want to go to the audiences, and next you want to select your source audience, for example, your customer list, and then click on the three dots next to your audience and choose create lookalike. And then you want to choose your location, for example, the United Kingdom or the United States. Here I recommend creating one lookalike audience per country so you can test and compare performance easily. After that, you want to choose your audience size. This can vary between 1% and 10%. So to understand the audience size, here's how it works. A 1% lookalike means Facebook will find the top 1% of users in that country who are most similar to your source audience. So for example, in the UK, a 1% lookalike audience is roughly around 500,000 people, while in the US, it's around 2.8 million people. So as you increase the percentage, the audience obviously gets larger, but slightly less specific. So 1% equals smaller, but it means higher quality. But 5% or 10% larger, lower quality, but also great for scaling. So if you're advertising in a smaller country with fewer users, you might need to go higher than 1% to get at least 250,000 people in your audience. So to create a lookalike, you need at least 100 people from the same country in your source audience. So for example, if your customer list has 300 people from the UK, you can create a UK lookalike. And you can also use that list to create lookalikes in other countries like the US or Canada. So you want to start by creating a lookalike based on your customer list and a lookalike based on all website visitors. If you don't have those yet, you can also create lookalikes based on video viewers, Instagram engagers, and Facebook page engagers. Now we want to go ahead and use lookalike audiences in Ads Manager. Now once your lookalikes are ready, you want to head over to your ad set level, and now under the audience section, you want to select your lookalike audience. And another thing here is you want to leave detailed targeting, age and gender open. You don't need to narrow it down. When you combine detailed targeting with lookalike, Facebook uses an AND condition which limits your reach. So just let Facebook handle the matching. That's where the algorithm usually shines. Now let's talk about keeping your lookalikes updated. So lookalike audiences will automatically update when their source audiences updated. So let's go back to our lookalike audiences in the audiences section. So for lists you've updated manually, like a customer or email list, make sure to update those lists regularly by adding new data. This will keep your lookalikes fresh and effective. So lookalike audiences are one of the most powerful tools for scaling your campaigns. They allow you to find brand new people who are very similar to your best customers, people who are far more likely to convert. So you want to use them as your main cold audience targeting method once your campaigns are running, and you will see much stronger results. That's it for this lesson. In the next lesson, we'll talk about exclusions and how to prevent overlapping and keeping your audiences clean. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.